Welcome to Thoughts for the Week. As usual, my name is Andrea and I'll be chatting to Moritz. Today's topic is AI, a hot issue in everyone's Google searches and mind. So yeah, Mo, tell us, why's AI all of a sudden become a thing? I mean, from what my understanding, it's actually been around longer than most people expect. So yeah, why not?
Yeah, so AI, in one way or another, has actually been around for more than 6 decades. It started as a theory, then got put into practice, and it seems to have gained tremendous traction around the fact that a specific piece of technology was released, an AI language, and lots of languages have been released before that. But for some reason, on the launch of ChatGPT, it took 5 days to reach 1 million users, whereas it's taken exponentially longer for other technology platforms to do the same, whether you think about Facebook or Instagram or Google or anything like that. So yeah, I think
This
that's
YouTube channel.
yeah, exactly. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
So it's definitely gained a lot of emotional traction in terms of people's behavior and thoughts.
Good. And bringing it back to what we do and why people tune into us. How does it affect the investment landscape? Is it? And I'm going to make this a twofold question. On the advice side and on the product side. Let's start with the product side. How does AI affect investment products?
Mm. So AI, from a product standpoint, has resulted in the ability for investors to go out and get advice and information a lot easier on investments and platforms that they're utilizing. So a good example overseas would be a platform like Robinhood, which takes you through from step one all the way through to a finalized investment with no human interaction. You have similar things available in South Africa, and even as wealth managers, we utilize some platforms like that some of the time to make our lives a bit easier, but also to elevate the level of advice that you're giving clients. So you're not taking the
So what
relationship
we
part
would
of it.
refer to as robo advice.
Yeah, robo advice and semi-automated advice. So semi-automated advice is where you have an AI layer that actually helps you to do the risk profiling for a client or the take on information, or essentially that level of work which is highly administrative or highly operational that actually could make it a lot easier and make a client's life a lot easier or an investor's life a lot easier. Yeah.
Would we ever find ourselves in a space where fund managers become unnecessary, where AI can track things and make decisions better and quicker than a fund manager?
Yes and no. It depends at what level. So there's already funds out there that are managed by AI. So in South Africa, Glacier, which is owned by Sanlam, launched the first AI managed fund ever. I think it was launched in 2018 or somewhere around there. So it's been going for ages. And in that fund or unit trust, you have the actual fund manager being an AI, the researchers all being other AIs, and the stock selector being an AI. So I think they're running dozens of AI in that fund, and it's just the market maker that's a person to make sure that nothing goes awry. I don't think it will fully replace it, because even in fund management, which is highly systematized and technical, there is a layer of behavior, subjectiveness. When you do research into companies, for instance, a large part of the qualitative analysis is actually getting to know management, understanding their key risks and things like that. And AI just can't do that right now. So yeah, it's a yes and a no answer.
Okay, and going back to the advice question, would we ever find ourselves out of a job as advisors and replaced by smart AI?
So I think no, I think my firm answer there would be no. And it comes down to the value that good advisors and good wealth managers add. I think those that aren't at the top of their game will end up in hot water. You already have direct platforms like some of the companies are running in South Africa where there is no intermediation or advice. But you can't, especially for investors that see the value in it, you can't remove that layer of behavior and behavioral coaching, right? So even a smart AI is still going to be a system, and people want to deal with people. And research came out from Vanguard years ago already that basically said that more than half of the value that advisors add to their clients is actually relationship based and behavioral coaching. So we're there to help investors make good decisions, not just in terms of what they invest in, but their life decisions. Given the intimacy of what we're dealing with, AI won't replace that. They will complement it, and you will get a percentage of the population that just prefer not to deal with people, and they'll go that route. But it's by far most going to mean that we just need to be on the top of our game.
Yeah, I also think those people that tend to rather handle their own affairs, they then become subject to their own emotions.
Yeah,
The market crashes, they freak out.
yeah,
AI is going to do whatever they tell it to. So when they say disinvest,
yeah,
it'll do exactly what they want it to do.
yeah.
Whereas,
Right now, that's what happens. So you've got.
yeah,
So as a good example, a couple of years back, I had a client that had quite a large bond on their house, and they had funds in a retirement vehicle, which was saved up obviously for retirement. And they reached out to say, listen, we're paying so much on our bond, the interest rate's so high. Shouldn't we cash in these funds and pay off the bond and then catch up and build up the funds again? And I said, absolutely not, because what they didn't realize at the time is that how much tax they would pay on cashing out the funds, as well as the time value of money in terms of trying to just catch that up, and the inability to do so. Whereas, as you say, if an AI was involved at this point, all that they would be able to do is say, well, if you want to do this, this is the consequences, this is the tax. Do you still want to go ahead? There wouldn't be that layer of behavioral coaching. Yeah.
100%, 100%. With regards to investing in AI, so we've already gone through investing in solar when we launched the podcast. Do you see any investment opportunities there, investing in the actual tech, in the
Yeah.
software and hardware of AI? And is there something like that currently available to people?
Yeah. So investing in AI directly, not right now, unless you're a venture capitalist. When those kinds of funds do come out, just obviously be careful. Like we said with solar, you've got to be wary of the fact that OpenAI and ChatGPT massive successes right now doesn't mean they are going to be in the future. And when VC funds, venture capital funds come out that invest in that kind of stuff, a lot of them do go bang for good reason. I do think it's a great technology though, and great places to invest if you want exposure to AI are the big tech companies that are pushing them. The Microsofts, the Metas, etc. The biggest issue there is you're obviously getting the rest of the company as well. So just make sure you're not buying a bit of a pawpaw or overpaying for a share, which is just obviously always good advice. And always remember, whatever we talk about on this podcast is not to be seen as advice.
Yeah, it's more opinion than advice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Well, thanks, Mo.
Thank
As
you.
always, that was enlightening. And thanks to everyone for tuning in to another episode. Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel. Just a disclaimer, these are our thoughts and opinions and not to be misconstrued as advice. Cheers.